Hey everyone, it's Gamefruitpulp and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the participants and the winner of my spring building competition. The building competition only got 2 submissions, but they're both quite good, so I'm really happy with the submissions that we have. So I'm going to be going over both of them today. Because there was only 2 submissions, we're not going to be doing the scoring matrix that I normally do for these competitions. I'm just going to be going over the runner-up and the winner, but it was quite close. Both builds are very good. They tied in the theme well, I think, so I was really excited to go through both of them, and I'm excited to showcase them with you guys today as well. Before we jump into it, if you aren't already a member, be sure to check the link in my description for a link to my, you should have checked the description for a link to my community Discord channel. The Discord is an ever-growing place of subscribers of the channel and people who just enjoy playing Minecraft, and it's a great way to connect with not only me, but also other viewers of the channel, and really just participate in stuff from there. So be sure to check the link in the description for that. So, firstly, our first build, our runner-up, is from a builder named Flying Prist 06. He has a small YouTube channel of, as it loads up here, I should have had that, I forgot. So it loads up now, and you can see how slow my internet is at times. Of 10 subscribers, where he uploads a mixture of different things there. I believe these are all mostly music tracks, but you can check the description for that. He did not have any lore with his build, so we're sort of left to interpret for ourselves what this is. But it's quite an interesting build, sort of like a sci-fi theme. The way I sort of picture it is that, again, I'm going to create lore for him because he didn't create any. The way I picture it is almost like some sort of alien race came to this map in the interest of harvesting resources, which is actually kind of interesting that both the builds sort of have that theme of harvesting resources. So it's tied into the map in a nice way. It blends. It blends in a way that doesn't blend into the actual nature, but it blends in a way that it looks like somebody came here and they're trying to establish themselves in the land and sort of grow from there. In regards to the secret block, he has it tied in a couple places. He has some dead fire coral on the exterior of the main tower, and then when you go into the interior, there's some fire coral in the basement area, I guess it would be called as well, which is good. The interior is a little bit barren, if I am being honest. I would have liked to see a little bit more in the interior. But when we work our way down the last floor, the part with the red fire coral looks quite nice. I like the tied in of the warped or the crimson blocks, and I like the way he set up this nether portal. If I saw this level of detail throughout the entire build, I would have liked it. But that being said, the build itself is quite nice. It has an interesting theme, and yeah, it's really all there is to say about this build. But I'm very happy. I think this is a first-time participant in the building competition, which I always like to see. So thank you to Flying Prist for participating. And the other thing I didn't touch on, I guess, is these sort of pillars on the outside. I like the style. It's all consistent. It has the sort of andesite, the cobblestone with the blue, I don't even know, is this concrete? It would be concrete, and then the beacons at the top and the matching blue light with the concrete. So all in all, a very, very well put together build. A theme that I don't build with very often, of sort of like a sci-fi theme. And I guess the only things for feedback for Prist, and for anyone who's watching this thinking about maybe participating in the next building competition that I do, is the first thing is a little bit more work on the interior would have been really great, but the exterior is excellent, as well as the basement. And the other part for feedback is do your best to create lore when you participate in the building competition, just so it gives me something to talk about if your building is featured. But once again, thank you to Prist for participating. He did an excellent job on his build. And be sure to check out Prist's YouTube channel if you're interested. That'll be in the description. And we will now move on to our winning build by Lord Jinwua. So our second build and our winner of the competition is by a consistent participant in the building competitions. I believe last time they finished second place, and that is Lord Jinwua. Lord Jinwua has a really awesome build, and it has some really good lore as well. So we're going to start by reading that. Jinwa's build consists of 4 different parts and an overarching theme. All of the lore for this build is actually, I believe, available in books as well in the Cultural Center. So first we're going to begin with a summary. In the archipelago, located in the far reaches of Hudson's Bay, lives Alcas titanus. These giant moose are relatively unknown to the rest of the world, but play a vital role in researching and maintaining modern telecommunication. Although the moose were known by the natives in the area, the Canadian government only took interest in them in the 1960s. The antlers of the male Alcas titanus were found to be a natural antenna of radio, cellular, and satellite signals. It is theorized that the moose live so long and grow so large because of the red crystals which formed in the archipelago. And now it's been exposed that I clearly looked up that word before I started reading this and couldn't remember it when we got to the second part, but that's okay. So we're going to begin with the traditions now of the build, or of these people. In the 1600s, a Métis man later to be known as Jin the Moose Prophet began to build a relationship with the moose. For 50 years, to celebrate the end of the harvest, Jin fed the dominant bull moose wheat, pumpkins, and melon. Today, the people of Mosinee feed the moose a few times a year, and not just at the end of the yearly harvest. The biology of the Alcas titanus. The Alcas titanus are closely related to the smaller mainland cousins Alcas and Ursuni, the western moose. The largest modern-day individual was recorded to be 95 meters tall at the shoulders and estimated to be 19,000 tons. The current population is made up of 30 individuals, 13 of them being considered fully grown. Due to their size and their long lifespan, it is estimated that they only reach sexual maturity when they get to 1,200 years old and can reach excess ages of 23,000 years old. Methuselah, being the most studied individual, is estimated to be 5,500 years old, 76 meters at the shoulders, and is the father of the youngest studied individuals. Alcas titanus has a very limited range and no yearly migration patterns because of their island habitat. Now moving on to the mining and refinery of these people. Fire coral is the product of refining and processing the crystals which are naturally formed on the Masonry archipelago. Traditionally, fire coral was made by soaking and burning, then burying the crystals. The only mining operation began in 1973 and is the world's only source of fire coral. Due to the remote location, very few people are required to run the mine. Technology and advancements. Fire coral is used to enhance the range and receiving power of the wireless devices. When fire coral fed to the moose in small doses, the overall internet quality all over Canada considerably improves. It is theorized that the fire coral changes the density of the antlers, improving their antenna-like qualities. Almost all wireless devices contain a small amount of fire coral to enhance receiving power. So the moose's main diet is trees, grass, and fruits, and the offerings to the moose consist of wheat, melon, and pumpkins. Alcas titanus are only found on the Mosinee Islands. The construction of the terraced farms began in 1753. The first port in the town was built in 1925, and the actual land was discovered by outsiders in 1665. So some really awesome lore as part of this build, which makes it really awesome to showcase it. One of the reasons it was the winner, but also just the detail level on this build. It doesn't cover the entirety of the map by Geet, but it covers a pretty significant part. The moose are super cool looking. The detail on the eyes is nice with the beacons. I like that. Then we have the town itself, which is nice, very well built, a good combination of different blocks. Of course, we have the port, which was mentioned as well, and the way now the fire coral was tied in could not be any better. It is essentially the entirety of this settlement is because of this fire coral, which is made from these red spires sticking out of the land. And we have the port, obviously, where they're exporting the fire coral, which has been mined. If there was no boats, obviously, as Jinwua mentioned, this is an island, and the only way really right now to get out of the town would be by boat, because there's no airport and it's a separate island. The actual detail of this build is very far separate from the surface level, and if you didn't take a close examination of the map, you probably wouldn't even notice it at all. And so that's my favorite part of the map, actually, is that you think that it's on the surface it's a great build and there's a nice town and a shipping dock and the farms to feed the moose, but when you go underground, that's where the detail and the magic of this build really starts to show. So you come down into the Firstly, we'll look at the refinery area of the mine, and you can see there's some large some large machines. There's an elevator for transporting the refined goods up to the surface. There's a refinery on how they refine the raw material into what is ultimately sent to the boats and exported, with these cool machines with the brick sort of hopper-like things and the diorite polishers. And then when we go over to the other side and we look at the mine, that part is also very cool. We got some cool different types of machinery, some dump trucks. We got a huge cavern of this raw material, and then the dump trucks sort of drive it over to this sorting grate where it falls down underneath into the refinery. So the level of detail in the underground is really, really awesome here. The lore is great. The details on the surface are excellent as well. There's a really creative take on this map, and I was really happy, like I said, with both builds, but this build is, I think, probably the best we've had on any of the competitions, in the way that it interpreted it took the theme of the competition and took this map and then found a way to give it its own really special story. There's all sorts of little details really on the map, and it's available on Planet Minecraft for download. I'll link that in the description, and be sure to check it out and maybe even play it for yourself and continue growing this cool little settlement. But thank you to both the participants. I didn't get as many participants as I wanted in this competition, obviously, with only 2, but I had a feeling I wouldn't get that many this time, just simply because of it was a little bit of a unique building competition theme, where we had to use a specific build. I'm not sure when the next building competition is going to be, but I want to thank both the participants, Flying Prist and Jinwua, for their participation. 2 excellent builds this time around. I really liked looking at both of them, and I hope that you guys did as well. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button to be tuned in on when future building competitions happen on the channel. And like I said at the beginning of the video, be sure to check out the description for some links to things like my community Discord, as well as my merch page, my Patreon page, and my social media pages, if you're interested in any of those things as well. If you did enjoy the video and you're a returning subscriber or returning viewer, be sure to hit that like button and share the channel with your friends. Let them know that they should participate in the Gamefruitpulp building competitions. The next time I do have one of these, I hope you guys participate. And that's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Gamefruitpulp, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Have a good one.